In other news, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council has expressed concern over the indiscriminate posting of 31st Watch Night service advertisements in the city. The faith-based organization admonished churches to be law-abiding as an example to their members. Meanwhile, the Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly has hinted at plans to deal with the menace within its jurisdiction. There's more in the following report by Citi News' Daniel Sakite and read by Charles Owusukumi.
Indiscriminate postings is a pressing issue that most assemblies in the capital have to contend with. Hardly will you see a wall, footbridge, or a tree that has not been plastered with advertisements in blatant disregard for bylaws of local assemblies. The situation reached a peak during the recent district-level assembly elections, where numerous aspirants defaced footbridges with posters and signboards. As the 31st Watch Night service approaches, several churches have also joined the advertising fray. However, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council is discontent with the alarming rate of indiscriminate postings.
In this period, you have a lot of billboards and posters and flyers in the public place. Please, when we produce such flyers and things, we shouldn't post them on private premises, people's walls, private walls, offices, premises, and so on. And then the church is being questioned. A typical place I have noticed is around the Akwaje interchange, where you have sometimes the same kind of poster. You have about 20 of them splashed on the walls of the interchange and other similar places. I think we should desist from that. It defaces the walls, it mars the beauty of the city, and it makes people question whether the church is doing the right thing. The church must be a good example. Yes, today social media is the place to be. The youth and the public generally can be found on social media, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp. I think we should use more of these spaces.
The Okaigwe North Municipal Assembly and some others have in recent times taken measures to address this growing concern. The Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly has issued a caution against such practice within its area of jurisdiction. Samuel James Ni Ajeteria, the Municipal Chief Executive Officer, warns of potential sanctions against those involved in indiscriminate postings, emphasizing that churches are not exempt from such measures.
These Christmas and New Year celebrations, obviously, there will be a whole lot of them also. But then they are also becoming aware that when they put them in the wrong places, we pull them off. So I'm sure there are certain places that by now they are aware that if they put them by this afternoon, by tomorrow, it will be off. But then you see some all over the place. So we'll be on our toes working. So we are not supposed to be taking applications that are not complete. So if you bring an application and you are required to have certain documentations, and it comes with the documentations, the normal times that are allowed, depending on whatever permit you are looking for, you will get it. But with regards to the church events, etc., normally is for a space of about 1 month before the event, and then they put it out. So if they put it at the agreed places, then we don't have a problem. But if they put it just anywhere they find, then we will have to pull them off, because, and it is very expensive. It's something that we are doing, but it's very expensive. And then we increasingly, I believe we have to take them on, not just peeling off, but we have to make sure they are sanctioned in some way so that these things stop.
The Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly also hinted at plans to deepen stakeholder engagement to ensure due processes are followed to mitigate the prevalence of indiscriminate postings.
Education and sensitization, I must say that we are doing well. We do a lot of community engagements. We do a lot of stakeholder engagements. And for any platform that we have as an assembly, issues of permitting feature prominently so that people are aware and are well educated of what our processes and procedures are. And so I think that we would still continue in that light, and we are hoping that in the few years to come, the coming year and the years later, we think that people should be able to follow the due processes so that these unauthorized mounting of billboards and signages and pasting of posters in unauthorized places will be a thing of the past. Assembly has a very comprehensive plan, some of which we have started already within the advertising space. So we are looking at posters, we are looking at signages, directional signs, we are looking at huge billboards and all that. What currently we have started doing this year is to take inventory of all our billboards and signages.
The president of the Advertisers Association of Ghana, Andrew Aka, urged assemblies to enforce stricter measures to bring order to the advertising landscape in the country.
I think we need to try and start working now, especially the new year. You would also know that election year is where we have massive injection of unauthorized billboards and posters from the political parties, and some vendors take advantage of that. Some of the boards that will not even be authorized by the parties, but they will put it there because they want to gain favor with that particular party. So we've talked about this, and we sincerely think that if we start working in January pretty early, we should be able to resolve this way before the political season kicks in for all these new billboards to come to play.
Meanwhile, Citi News has been engaging the public on concerns about indiscriminate postings by churches as 31st Watch Night services draw closer.
I think there are several ways for them to do it. Not necessarily posting like posters to invite people to their churches. You can do it through your members, like inviting other people to, you can just come and have an experimental experience with my church or with my pastor.
Posters on walls made, the city more dirtier. So instead of doing that, rather advertising on radio and TV helps more. So I believe there should be advertising on radio and TV than posting on the wall.